You call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, all willing and able to do what you want. You think I'm a thing.
Good morning, guys. Options Trade King, Iceman here. Gonna go over a quick review. Before any of you guys get upset about my little comment there of can Biden ruin the recovery before it starts, before anybody's a Dem and gets upset or a Republican and gets excited, whatever, don't take it as that because I don't really care. What I wrote about that was because if you look here in the last couple hours, there's been a new article. But Biden is planning the first major tax hike in almost 30 years. Okay. And he announces this, of course, on the cusp of a recovery in the market. So, will that change sentiment? I don't know yet. But it is not fun for sure. If anything, I could see this killing the run earlier than expected. I originally thought this stimulus bill would get us 2 to 4 months of rage and, powerful market. And we still might get it for a little bit, for a while. But the fact that he's raising taxes on people over 400,000 and people over 1 million, he's increasing taxes on limited liability companies, LLCs. So small to medium business, which, I mean, they can say whatever they want, but small and medium business. Okay. So I don't view that as a positive note for this morning. So now we're going to go look at futures and see kind of how they're reacting. I totally expected, I'll show you what I expected last night. I almost posted it. But last night futures were down. They were right. They were coming down right here, right? I totally expected a cup and handle with the news that Americans were already getting their checks, right? I totally thought we'd come up, we'd hit resistance. This was last night. We consolidate overnight, and then it'd come back. And then this morning, I thought we would just be ripping into new highs. Instead, we get this new news, and we've been denied again. So, be careful, guys. Make sure you're sitting on some cash, okay? That's my sentiment on that. Very disappointed. That's going to be one of the things that we have to worry about here. Hang on, I'm going to add the corrector in. Morning, corrector. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
So I'm sure you just heard. But yeah, so I don't know. What are your takes on the new tax hikes? You think it's going to affect us in the short term, or do you think it'll be more of a long term?
I mean, they were already kind of, with him winning the election, that was kind of already in the picture. So I feel like some of it's been priced in since November. Obviously it's new news that's coming out, but I think that it was already somewhat priced in. So we'll see.
I guess I kind of agree with you about the fact that now they're saying they're going to tax Americans to pay for this $1.9 trillion stimulus bill.
Yeah, that's obviously, but everyone knew that. Whenever a Democrat gets in office, taxes are raised, but more loopholes are created, and vice versa. Whenever a Republican gets in office,
sure. So, yeah, I guess we'll see, guys. Like I said, I don't think it's positive news, but part of the reason I don't think it's positive is I want to see all this money that's going into the market stay in the market. Now I understand it's going to get taxed more, and not only that, but they're going to increase capital gains tax on some individuals that make a higher income,
and possibly get rid of long-term capital gains that's been in the storyline since his election.
Yeah, we'll see. That's terrible. That's terrible for us, guys. Part of the problem is, and talk to our CPA, in the other room, but we can only claim $3,000 losses in a year if you have something go bad, if you have a bad year. But yet they want to tax everything if you make $100,000. So it's just not. You know what? If you want taxable money, then let me deduct it. It's BS. All right. Yeah, Craig is screwed. I agree with that. Okay. Let's talk about some stocks. So futures. Like I said, futures come back down. What happens now? I don't know. We're going to have to kind of wait till it gets closer to market. See if this support holds right here, and we come back up and reattempt for another breakout, or if this support fails and we come back down to the 3,900, 391 levels for the futures. Okay, I want you guys to know something about Boeing. A lot of people are watching Boeing right now, and it's up. But something I want you guys to be aware of is that part of the reason this is soaring, so they've been getting orders, right? Well, there is some rumors that Southwest Airlines will be buying a bunch of Boeing. They'll be placing a large order soon. And just like I told you guys with earnings before, when earnings gets like real stacked up, right, and then earnings comes out and people don't understand why it crashes, it's because the price is already factored in. So I would say here, and correct, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but I think that this is factoring some rumors. And I think when the news comes out, I think this will take a pullback. So just take profits if you're playing Boeing, because I can see when that news comes out, like I said, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing.
Exactly. I was gonna say the same thing. Buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah. So there's rumors out there right now, and you know what? It could come out today. It could come out this week. It could come out in 2 weeks. It could come out in a month. We don't really know. But like I said, I just feel like this rumor is starting to get priced into the price of Boeing, and that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing this spike go up. So just be aware. What other stocks are you looking at this morning, Corrector?
I have a big position in Chewy myself. I just like where it's at. I like the run up to earnings. It has earnings on 3/31, so I have $100 call for 4/1 the day after. I'm going to sell it before earnings, but I think we could recover those EMAs. Was that the 9 and the 20?
Well, we got the 9 and the 100 here, and then the 20 and the 50 up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I always like 200 EMA bounces, especially in recoveries. So provided the recovery continues, yes, guys, a lot of these stocks, this will be like clockwork, right? Like, so this will consolidate, it'll break through, most likely come up here, come back down, consolidate some more, little inner between action, and then break through again, come back and test. You can see it on the way down, broke through, kind of interaction, right? And then failed, came back down here, held, and now it's coming back, trying to retest and reverse. I love charts, guys. I love charts when they work. That usually they work when the market's not scared. When the market's scared, people tend to take profits faster. So sometimes breakouts can lead to false breakouts and actually turn the momentum because too many people sell too quick. But yeah, I love charts. So here's Chewy. I think MGM got a price raise, and last week they did a rebalance. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was pretty big. It went from the price increase was from 55 to 66, so like a 10% price increase, which is pretty rare. Or I guess it's 20%.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good. And I think MGM will go up actually with Pins and then Caesars being added to the SPY. I think that'll be good. Any thoughts on that, Corrector? With the SPY, whatever they did there, adjustments.
The spiral.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Legend about that all week last week. I sent a picture in on Monday or Tuesday. It looked like a lot of people were already selling off their December contracts to buy selling off their March contracts to buy the next contracts because the price inflow for the March ones was going way down. I'll try to post that again today, but it looks like a lot of that's already been going on for the last week or so.
Good.
Hopefully we don't see a huge change.
Yeah. So what I originally thought, guys, I thought tech would rip this week. I'm not 100% sure now, but I thought tech was just primed and ready to come back. However, I guess we'll see now with everything. I really thought tech was coming back. You can see, I guess I can't say it's 100% related, right? But I saw Bitcoin was already pulling back. I was excited for, so just here this morning in the last, I guess it's been the last few hours. It fell from like 60 grand down to 56, 55. Could that be partly the capital gains news? I don't know. The tax news, possibly it's just Monday morning.
India.
But
I don't know if you heard the news about India. They banned cryptocurrency there. Official today.
Oh well, nice.
So anyone that owns cryptocurrency in India is now getting a fine, which the whales are going to keep it anyway because the fine's not going to mean anything to them.
Right. Well, it's interesting still. So, originally, guys, I saw Bitcoin hit over 60 this weekend. I thought that meant, like Square and Tesla would rip. Last week, I was talking to King. I mean, I almost posted an Amazon play because I thought, like I said, I thought tech was going to rip this week. Now, maybe it still rips this week. Maybe it gets delayed a little bit. We see, and then we see. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Then we see. All right, let's look at some of your guys' picks. GE. I think GE is still a good stock. Oh man, that crashed hard last week. I didn't realize. So
it crashed hard on the huge price cuts.
Okay. Man, GE was looking so good. All of us, and I just didn't look at it last couple of days. That's crazy.
Yeah, on Friday I picked up a $10 call for September.
Oh, nice. That's good.
It's equal to about a 3 times leverage GE. I think we'll get to 16 to 18 by September. So
nice. Yeah, I don't see any problems with GE really, guys. I mean, so they had a price cut, a little bad news, but long term, I think it's still good. GM, I think, is good. I think GM has got some potential along with Ford also. I think they're going to keep soaring this year. Both GM and Ford are focusing more on some of their EV cars and clean power. So I think you'll see those stocks continue to rise this year under the Biden administration. I'm sure Ford looks almost identical. They always do. Ford and GM have very similar charts, just different price points. So, yeah. ANVS, I don't know if I can read that chart. Isn't that a biotech? Yeah, this is a biotech. I mean, don't be wrong, guys. It plays by the charts, but this will get massive volumes at certain points. See, and cause big spike ups.
ANVS was the one that Craig said he thinks it can get to 75 to 100 by the end of the year.
Okay, there you go. And guys, I used to day trade this stock. That's what's crazy. I day traded this last year. It was at 242 last year. Isn't that nuts? Imagine if you just kept some of that. Work, which, by the way, so that one looks okay on the charts. I mean, it doesn't show anything to be concerned about. Work coming back nice and steady. So got the 9 EMA, tried for the 50, couldn't hold. Now we're consolidating back along the 9 again. So you want to still see it break through these EMA levels, but it does look like it's trying to rally to get up through there. So if you have a position on this, I don't see anything wrong with it at the moment. I mean, yeah, it went up and came back down, but it's just consolidating. As long as it, doesn't start going lower again, I think you're good on this one. SNDL. Oh no, hang on. Google. Okay, Google. Once again, I thought tech was going to rip this week. If tech rips, Google should go. What you can see here over the last couple weeks, I mean, it's been moving, but not much. I mean, 100 points up and down for almost 3 weeks. How many weeks that is? Back since February 22nd, so 3 weeks. Looking for, like I said, was looking for tech to really break out this week to come back strong with speculative money coming back. But speculative money is going to be that's money that will now get taxed. So I don't know. Like I said, that tax news really bugs me. I hate when stupid news comes out and throws shit in the gears. Okay, snow. Snow was my baby there for a little bit. I kind of gave up on it. Really, we want to see us get back into an uptrend before I would ever play it again. The problem with snow is it's still relatively new stock. It's been trading for, I don't know, 130 days, something like that, since 100 days as of February 5th. So a little over 130 days. it took Facebook a full year to find its official price before it started really climbing out. And I know that was a long time ago, but sometimes the problem with Snow is they still came out and said on earnings, their revenue was way up, but they were losing money per. So it's like, yeah, we're bringing in more money, but we're losing more money also. So it wasn't really good. I'd like to see them become profitable, and until they do, I'm not sure what you're going to see with sentiment. Not to say that it can't get back up here, but I'd like to see it start breaking and holding some of these EMAs before I would play it again. That's just me though. IQ. IQ is looking good. It's oversold. I got an oversold signal here. Sitting on 9 EMA. Yeah, I don't see. It's climbing right up along. It looks nice. So we had a breakout right here, right? So here it tested, failed, cup and handle pattern right here, right, guys? Okay, came back up, and now it came back and it's resting on that support. So as long as it doesn't fall below that, I think it'll continue upward. So IQ looks good. Zoom. Zoom, I was hoping we'll come back with the rest of tech. Now we see. I have a Zoom call for this week also. I will see market sentiment when at open. I don't have a lot in Zoom, but I also don't want to watch my call go to zero. I love 200 EMA recoveries. That's why I played this. I may just extend out my Zoom call and go a few more weeks out or a month out. You have any comments on Zoom, Corrector?
No, not really.
Yeah. Love 200 EMA recoveries, guys, but once again, this is speculative money that we need to come back at. We need big tech to come back. So, Facebook, another FANG stock. Facebook is actually looking good. We have recovered our EMAs, broke through the last ones, came down, and now we're just sitting on all of them. There's so much. 9, the 20, the 50, and the 100 are all right there. Lots of support. I would imagine those hold, and this continues for an uptrend. The 9 just up across the 20 here last week. Now we'll start seeing the and the next week we'll see the 20 up across the 50 as long as this price stays above 266, and you'll start seeing positive sentiment come back into Facebook. Like I said, I was really hoping big tech would come back this week. Facebook keeping positive would be a good start. Spot. Like, guys, so many of these charts are the same, right? So many things took dives the last several weeks and just started to recover last week. And like I said, so we'd like to see this continuation. We'd like to see this continue. For this one, we need to hold 273, and ideally we'd like to get over 286 and then 302. So just keep watching. I'd say 273 is your crucial level though for support. And then you're going to see resistance at 286. Needs to get through that. Spotify. TJX. TJX is looking good. 20 just up across the 50 also. It should show some positive sentiment. As long as it holds, we want to see that hold 66. Okay, hold 66. Should continue in a positive uptrend like TJX. GE, we already did. IAG. This is such a low value. $1.44 to $5.35. Like I said, this gets lots of volume, guys. This is hard to tell, hard to read this chart. As far as predictions, you want to see it hold this 317, but ultimately, guys, this could get pumped on Twitter or something like that, and it'll just rocket through. So hard to read. Low cost momentums. I am Gold Corp. Yeah, that's gonna be a. So yeah, I would just keep up on the chatter. side for that one. So I just did. Hello. Yes. I will send you I'll send my Discord info here in a second, Sarah. You can just DM me. AMD. All right. AMD is looking good. We've covered the 200 EMA, now the 90 EMA. We'd like to see this continue on so we can recover the 20 EMA. Like to see $80 hold, and we'd like to see get above 82.83. So you're gonna have resistance at around 82.80. So watch that consolidation and movement to get through that. ZS. All right. ZS, pre-markets, falling down a little below. Would really like to see this come back up and hold the 183 line. Okay. We'll see it open if this fail is real. But really, you wouldn't want to see it coming lower than this. It's sitting on resistance or support right now. Would really like to see this get back above, 184. That's why I'd like to see ZS. All right, Sarah, my Discord name is Iceman4828, number 9156. Feel free to shoot me a DM, and I can help you. I can help you with. I don't run our room, but I can help you get in. I can get with our owner and get you in there. So shoot me a DM. All right, guys. Any other questions today? Any other sentiment? I think if you guys are playing, so hopefully we see Bitcoin return this week and get back up to 60s. I'd like to see Square really take off on King's Call. Pre-market, like I said, pre-market on this, I originally expected this to be up quite a bit with Bitcoin hitting 61 over the weekend, but it's back down to 55, which is about where it was last week. So no movement. I think casinos, we are in LVS. Is that right? Corrector? Is that the one King played?
MGM. Craig was playing LVS.
Oh, Craig's playing LVS. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the LVS play, pre-market it's up. I think all casinos will get a boost with MGM's raise, and then with Penn's and Caesars being added to the S&P.
The funny thing with LVS is that they sold all of their Las Vegas properties, or they're currently selling all of their Las Vegas properties. So
really interesting. What properties are they holding on to? Why would you sell Las Vegas properties? That seems stupid.
I have no idea. But yeah.
Crowd, yeah, we look at crowd quick. Got about a few more minutes, guys. Crowd, not really moving too much here. Sitting right up against resistance. Looks good. Looks like it's consolidating for a move. Wants to get back above 200, 201, and then 208 is what I would like to see next. So remember, guys, whenever something breaks through a resistance, it normally always comes back and retests for support. On that confirmation is a good entry. Sometimes it can be the same day, sometimes it can be a few days, but it almost always happens. Don't be wrong, there are exceptions, but almost always. Just like when something falls through a resistance, here it fell through, right? Came back and retested it, or it fell through a support, came back and retested and failed, then continued down. If you were going to go short on this, you could have waited for that confirmation that that wasn't going to hold, and that would have been your place. Whereas if you had taken a position on the first breakthrough down here, you still would have been up, but not up as much. And if this resistance hadn't held and it went back through, you wouldn't know, right? So confirmation is good. WFC. Yeah, banks are still looking good, guys. I would imagine WFC, JPM, Goldman Sachs, Yeah, everything's looking. All banks are looking strong and decent. I don't really expect that sentiment to change. I think banks will continue, especially on the economy reopening. I still think travel. I think Airbnb's got some room. Disney. Oh, how's Disney doing this morning? Oh, pre-market. Good. Yeah, I think Disney comes back here. Guys, remember, if you're playing my FDX call, I am playing this till this week. I will be exiting this or starting to exit this sometime starting between today and Wednesday. I will not play this through earnings, or at least I don't plan to. Unless I leave like one runner or something like that, but I don't plan to play it through earnings. PLTR, last one, I suppose. I think PLTR was looking good earlier. Yep. This is great, guys. I think this is a great great entry point too if you're not in this. I mean, we are right at the 20 and 50 EMA. Like to see this hold the 26.50 range. But I think this is on positive track for a turnaround, provided that everything holds and the market comes back. Okay. You guys want to see how, watch ARK if you're curious how spec money's doing. ARK is all speculative money. So ARK is a good one to judge the health of speculative market. Okay. Remember too, if you want to know tech, follow the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is tech. Dow is only 30 companies. I hardly even follow the Dow. Corrector, you know more about that shit. What would you even follow the Dow for? What would be a good reason to follow the Dow?
GE, Ford, any value stocks.
Okay, there you go. Value stocks. Yeah, it's only like 30 of them, so that makes sense, I suppose. So there you go. So Dow is value stocks. And then the SPY, the SPY used to be supposed to be general health, but it got real tech heavy.
Yeah.
Did they take any tech out of there?
No. So there's about 30% of the S&P 500 is 6 companies: Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix. So the FANGs, minus one of them isn't in there, and then Tesla. But the top 6 or 7 companies make up 30% of the S&P 500. They're all tech.
Yeah. So it used to be It used to be nice because the SPY used to kind of be a general overall health of the market. But like Corrector just said, now it's made up of 6 companies and most of them are FANG. So it's almost tech also. So NASDAQ used to be real tech heavy. Now SPY is also. So it's hard to judge. Hey, what would you use for a general health of the market then? Is there an indice that you use?
S&P 500. It's a mix of everything. NASDAQ is 100% tech. S&P 500 is a mix, and Dow is 100% value stocks. So,
all right, guys. Good luck today. Keep some cash. Let's watch and make sure that this market returns. Don't worry about missing out on plays, guys. I mean, if this recovery is real, this won't be the last time to have some great plays. As long as this news doesn't catch traction about the tax thing that Biden sent out this morning, as long as it does not catch traction, we'll be okay. We just need to watch and make sure that nothing sentiment-wise in the market changes. So keep an eye out. There is some positive news. It was announced, I saw over the weekend, that some Americans are already getting their tax money, their stimulus money, already hitting bank accounts. That's great news. So that was positive. I thought, like I said, I thought sutures would be soaring over that. So there is that sentiment, and there's more Americans will get it throughout the next week or two. But just keep that in mind, guys. I'll be in the room as always. Sometimes I get busy. I'm watching the plays and stuff. So if you have a direct question for me, it's always best to DM us. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I've got a few that I'm waiting to reply to. I'm still working on redoing our Discord. If you have any suggestions, please send them to me. I'm redesigning it with some bots, make it more automated, and to make things a little bit easier for you guys, for all of us to watch and choose what we want to watch. I'm very excited. It's a little bit more complex than I originally thought, to be honest. However, I am making some headway, and I'm very excited for it. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you in chat.
bitch, I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something. That's why I ain't